Ready? Start. Both benches of the High Court, with due respect, gave to the provision a very wide and varied interpretation, and that too on literality and grammaticals, seemingly overlooking the legal philosophy which permeates the provision. The same being that the dates due and payable so as to claim priority must be appropriated to the period within 12 months next before the relevant date, and their liability for payment must be founded during that period and no other. To put it in simpler words, the state has a priority over debts, liability and obligation of which was born within the time frame of those 12 months, and as such due and becoming due and payable within those 12 months next before the relevant date, ascertainable if necessary later, if not already ascertained. We are in respectful agreement with the interpretation put by the Court of Appeal to Section 264 of the English Companies Act in Airedale Garage case, analogous as it is to the provision in hand, warranting the same interpretation more so when any other interpretation would lead to the results feared by the Company Law Committee extracted above. In such view of the matter, we need not elaborately comment, discuss, or demolish sentence by sentence the reasoning given by the single bench, as also the division bench of the High Court towards interpreting the provision, the words having become due and payable within 12 months next before the relevant date need be understood to mean putting a restriction or cordoning off the amount for which priority is claimable, and not in respect of each and every debt on account of taxes, rates, and cesses, etc., which may be outstanding at that time and payable, and further that such priority is in respect only of debts those of which become due and payable, because the liability to those is rooted, founded, and belonging to that period of 12 months prior to the relevant date and none other. Both the conditions existing. D.A. Desai J., as a judge of Gujarat High Court, had examined the question of when a debt becomes payable, for this is a requirement to be satisfied, and only when the debt becomes due and payable during the 12 months next before the relevant date does the debt get the character of a preferential debt. After elaborate discussion, it was held that the debt becomes due on the date the sale tax may become due, but may be payable in future in terms of the statute. In the context of the Sales Tax Act in question 27, it was held that the sales tax became due and payable when the returns were filed. Stop.